Alright friends, so now we come to something very essential in any data project, and that you have to learn how to order your data. So the thing is, now you might say, okay, my data inside the list is actually up to date. There is no change needed. But the issue is that the data is chaotic, it is not organized. So I have to go and organize it, rearrange it, change the order of the items inside my list. And of course, this is very important in real applications, like for example, if you want to create ranking where you are sorting the products by the most expensive price. So you want to sort it from the highest to the lowest, or maybe you have a list of customer names and you would like to sort it and organize it where you sort everything alphabetically, and it's going to be easier to read and navigate. So that means ordering the data is something very essential in any real data projects, and now we're going to learn how to do that in Python for your list. So now let's dive in. All right, now let's say that we have the following list. So 4251. Of course, you might say this looks not really good. So we can reorganize it by changing the order in specific way. And for that, we can use the method sort. If you use it, the item is going to be sorted from the smallest to the biggest. So 1, 2, 4, 5. And of course, if you have letters, it's going to sort it from A to Z. And we call this way of sorting data ascending. Okay, so let's try this out. We're gonna have the following, let's say letters. I'm gonna start with C, then A, and then the last one gonna be B. Now, of course, this is chaotic and I would like to sort it. Now, the first methods we could use the sort methods. And if you leave it empty, then we're gonna sort it ascending from A to Z, from lowest to highest. So now let's try this out. So now look at this. The data is already sorted in a nicer way. But now sometimes you might need exactly the opposite. So you want to sort the data from the biggest to the smallest. So for that, we're still gonna use the same method sort, but inside it, we're gonna give it another argument. So we're gonna use the keyword reverse, and then we're gonna say it is equal to true. So if you do it like this, you will get first 5, 4, 2, 1. And if you have letters, it's gonna be from Z to A. So it is the same idea, but we just change the direction. Okay, back to our example. Here again, we have our unsorted list, the chaotic one, and I would like to go and sort it, but this time from the highest to the lowest. So we're gonna still use the methods sort, but now since we wanted descending, we have to go and use the keyword reverse equal to true. So let's go and try this out. Now, as you can see, the list is sorted from the highest, the C, then the lowest P, and then the last one gonna be the A. So from Z to A. So actually that's it. And of course, we have always to practice with our matrix. So we have our matrix here, and I'm just gonna go and change the order of the lists, maybe something like this. Now, if you say, you know what, let's go and sort our matrix, what can happen? So dot sort, and let's just run it. So now look at this, our matrix actually got sorted. So now, of course, the question is how Python is sorting a list inside another list. Well, the thing is, Python will not go and check all the values of each list. Instead, Python gonna go and compare only the first item of each list. So actually, Python is comparing the D with the G and the A. And based on the first element, it's gonna go and sort the data. So since A is the lowest, it's going to be the first list, and after that comes the D, and the last one going to be the G. So Python is sorting actually by the first item. But now let's play around and say, you know what, we have two lists that start with the same character, but the second one is actually Z, and one here we have A. So does Python gonna sort it based on the second item? Let's see what's gonna happen. Well, look at this. If they both start with the same item, then Python gonna go and check the second item. But again, we'll not keep checking the rest. It's only if the items are actually equal. So this is how Python sorts multiple lists. So now if you say, I don't want to sort the lists, I would like to sort the items in specific row. Like for example, I would like to sort the data in the second row. So in order to do that, remember, you have to target the correct list. So you have to go to the row number 1 and then say sort. So I'm telling Python, sort only the row number 1. Let's go and execute it. Now, as you can see, the lists are actually not sorted. It's only the items of the second list is sorted. So it is like anything else, right? Okay, so now so far all what we have done is actually we have changed the order of the items of the original list. But now if you don't want to touch the original list, you want a clean temporary copy of the list where there the data is sorted correctly. And for that, we don't use methods, we use a function called sorted. So it sounds similar, but it is a function, so you can use it in order to leave the original list as it is, but you create a new copy where everything is organized. Okay, so back to our example. This time I don't want to change anything in the original list, but I would like to make an extra copy that is more clean and sorted. So in order to do that, we have to create a new variable. So let's call it new list, something like that. And then we're going to use this time the function sorted. So it's not a method. And we have to pass for it now the variable, the original list, the letters. So you see already the difference. The previous one called sort, the function called sorted, and it is a function, not a method. So now let's go and execute it. As you can see in the output, we still have the letters unorganized, so nothing actually changed. Now, in order to see the organized list, you have to print the new list. So let's go and say, I'm gonna call the first one actually original list, double points, and then the next one gonna be sorted list. And this is going to be our new list. So let's go and execute it. So now look at this. The original list is actually unchanged. So nothing is sorted here, but the new list, the sorted list, you can see the same items, but they are sorted from the lowest to the highest. And of course, if you want to sort it from the highest to the lowest, in order to do that, we're going to use the same arguments. And we're going to say reverse equal to true. So let's go and execute it. Now you can see in the output, the sorted list is actually sorted, descending from the highest to the lowest. So it is very similar to the method sort, but the only difference here is that you are making an extra copy and you are not changing the original list. So now we come to something that might confuse you at the start. Let's say that you don't care about the value itself of the list. So you don't want to look at the data itself. All what you want to do is just to flip the list around. For that, we have a nice method called reverse. So here be careful, it is something else than the argument that we used in the sort. Now we have a dedicated method called reverse. If you use it, it's gonna flip everything around. So the first becomes last, the last becomes first. So actually there is like no sorting logic involved. You are just reversing the list. Okay, so let's try it out. Again, we have our list. And this time we're gonna go and flip it around using the method reverse. So letters dot reverse, and actually that's it. Let's go and execute it. Look at this, everything is flipped around. The first item C is now the last item, and the last item B is now the first item. So it is fun, right? This is exactly how it works. And now here again, we have the same scenario as the sort. We can do the reverse on an extra copy so that we don't change the original list. So let me show you how this is gonna look like. Since it is a function, we're gonna go and create a new list because it's gonna return a new list. So we're gonna call the function reverse, and then we're gonna pass for it our original list, the letters. So now we have two lists and we're gonna go and print them. So the first one gonna be the original list, and the second one gonna be our reversed list. So let's add double points, and here's gonna be from the new list. So let's try this out. Wow, look at the output. We are getting some cryptical values over here. Well, this is not anymore our original list. It says it is an iterator. Well, it is not exactly like the sorted. Python will not create a new list. It's gonna create another type of object called iterator. And of course, we're gonna learn about this type of object in the advanced topics. But now, of course, we can get back our list if you go and convert the data type from iterator to list by using the function list. So if you do it like this and then execute, you will see in the output our list, but everything is flipped around. So it is not anymore this scary iterator, it is a normal list. So again, you use the method if you want to change directly the original value, but if you don't want that, you want to do it in an extra copy, then use the function reversed. Alright friends, so with that you have learned everything on how to organize and order the items of your list. And here we have a lot of methods and functions. So you could use sort without anything in order to sort from the smallest to the highest, or you can use the keyword reverse equal to true if you want the opposite from the highest to the lowest, or you can go and use the function sorted in order to create a new sorted version without touching the original list. And we have learned as well we could use the method reverse in order to flip the list around, and as well we have for this a function called reverse in order to create an extra list but backward without changing the original one. So those stuff are really important to organize your data, and as well maybe to create some nice ranking in your data. So if you liked this video and you would like to have more free content like this, then support the channel by subscribing, liking, commenting. This really can help the channel to grow and to reach others like you. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.